How quaint is it that actually is going to work today? How quaint. How quaint. Hey, it actually works today. We shall be live on Facebook in the way I need to go live so I can play videos in the background. How quaint. Good morning, everybody. No, it's just a technological thing. I'm just doing things in the background. How y'all doing today? How's everybody doing? I'm in crazy land today. I'm in crazy land today. Oh my goodness gracious. I've been listening to Bruce Lipton. I done posted some of it, so if you watching what's going on, you can see it. Hang on, let me make this public and share to a few pages. Oh my goodness, was I in crazy land. Y'all listen, hey. Y'all broken TV sets. Y'all broken TV sets. If you watching what I was posting, you're in my head. If you're not, then I'll try to show you some of it because we got Facebook working this morning. Good morning. All things, you know what? What's hard to do sometimes is to ask people, listen, if you want to live a shallow life, please live your shallow life. Don't get into deep conversations. Just stay out of it. Just stay in the shallow. Just stay in low waters. If you can't swim, stay in shallow waters. Shallow waters. Good morning. Oh, we're going to have some fun today. This is actually going to work today. I want to talk about what are we? We're still on identity. According to Bruce Lipton, we're a bunch of broken TV sets. But here's a biologist. I got to show you something. Do I got to show you something? You're not going to like it. I know you think that you black, white. I know you think you this, that. You think you're even a monkey. 98% monkey goo. You know what? It's just so much. It's so much. I don't even know how we do this anymore. Your frequencies, y'all. Stop conflicting over goo. Stop it. That's hell. That's what I think hell is. I'm not sure what heaven is, source, soul, something like that. But I know what hell is. Getting a bunch of frequencies, a bunch of spiritual creatures that are attuned to receptors and getting fighting over goo because they think they're monkeys. That's what it is. Some of them white monkeys, the others black monkeys, the others American monkeys. And I'm just done with the monkey fights. Uh-oh, broke down TVs. Yes, that's all we are, Susan. We're broken TVs. You don't ever die. Bruce Lipton is a biologist. See, you don't ever die. You're a frequency. You just get thrown in the junkyard. And we put you 6 feet deep. That's all. We put you 6 feet deep. Your body is a receptor, receiving a frequency, a signal. Your signal will never stop. The monkey might stop moving. The monkey, because you eat processed foods and plastic, and your government poisons you into mental illness, and you fight with other people and nations because you think that you are a nation. You think that that's what you are, and then you die, and we put the thing 6 feet under. 6 feet under. We don't want what Sadhguru said because we don't want you coming back. Some of y'all come back. Hashtag. Sometimes they come back. That was a movie from the 80s, I think. Sometimes some of them come back, so they put them 6 feet deep. But we're just broken TV set. Well, you're working right now because you're here. You're working. Communicating with the other monkeys. So you're here, but when you die, we put you in the monkey graveyard. Come on, everybody. All I'm saying is if you're a minnow, stay in minnow waters. I'm going to talk about root identity today. Can we talk about root identity? That's what I want to talk about, root. Because the non-root identity is where all the struggles and fuggles are coming from. People fighting over goo. Stop fighting over goo. All right, I can show you everything. Woo. Oh, there you go. There go the faces. Where the angry faces at? Where the shallow people? Y'all invite the shallow people. Y'all think the minnows need to stay in shallow water. Talk about shallow things. I like depth, y'all. I don't like the shallows. The shallows are boring, damn it. And I'm not saying I can swim, but I like getting out in the deep water to see what's down there. Look, swim out there a little minnow. Oh, good dang. Look at that. There's some sharks and whales and all kind of krakens, and that's why I like weird stuff. I don't like normal stuff. I don't like the TV stuff. I think television TV stupid. I think that they create their own reality and they pull us into it to go fight off for some monkey goo because we think we're monkey goo, and we ain't monkey goo. I know I said it a couple times. I'm gonna show you what it is. I'm just giving people a minute to come in. Good morning. How's everybody doing? I'm so excited to sing Harriet this weekend. Are you, Laurie? I'm not. I decided I'm not gonna go see it. You listen, I'm gonna pull a tie for a minute. Screw your Harriet. I don't want your Harriet. But Lori, tell me how it goes. Tell me what it's about. I don't want to see it. I think they lie all the time. I think they lie about Harriet. I don't think nobody really know Harriet. I think Harriet is not who people say she was. I think that they only had little pieces of her life. I think they lie about history. I think they lie about. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I was posting about it the other day. I don't even want to see it. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Because they're always feeding people narratives, and half the time they do this stuff just to make you pissed off at somebody else so you can go fight with your monkey goo and fight somebody else over some minerals and monkey. I don't think I'm gonna see it. I'll wait for it to come out on Betamax. Then I'm gonna watch it. I just think that we need to save people now. Damn it, now. Because that's what it does. It gets people, 300 years ago. Shut up. Listen, what's happening now? You got slaves now? Okay. All right, you agree with slavery now? I know, you love it. Slavery is delicious now, isn't it? As long as them inner city kids and little poor white kids in the trailer parks, you don't care. As long as people in the Congo and people all over Latin America, you good to go. But damn it, don't bring up slavery 300 years ago, because I'm going to catch a case. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Everybody's from slavery. I love it. Everybody's slaves, some monkey for some goo, and everybody's slaves, some other goo monkeys. All right. I know I say goo. All right, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. If you ain't here, you just ain't here. That's just how it goes. You got to get up early in the morning. Somebody asked me the other day, who was that? Rebecca said I should try to do a live stream without coffee. Y'all gonna make me die. I was like, Rebecca, you have no idea. Good morning, people. Would anyone like to talk about important things and evolving and becoming better human beings? Who the hell gonna watch that? Who gonna watch that, Rebecca? Ain't nobody. I wouldn't even get up to watch that. Hell no. I want to see a crazy dude. I want to see a crazy dude talking crazy things just because the world ain't really real. All of this is fake. We really don't know what's going on. Like, to me, that's interesting and fascinating. I watch lectures all damn day. I know I don't have a life, and that's what's wrong with me. I get that. I don't care what you think. I'm not what you think I am. I'm root identity. I love to discover things. I'm like Captain Kirk in a brown monkey suit with a bald head. I like to discover the new lands, and I can't do that without coffee. It takes caffeine. I can't get up in the morning. I can't get up. I need coffee. I'm sorry, it's an addiction. That's why I don't talk about your Twinkies. I don't say nothing about your donuts. I don't say nothing about none of that. You cannabis, you do what you got. Do you, boo-boo. Do you, boo-boo. I'ma do me. I can't, Rebecca, I do that. You wouldn't even watch. Rebecca, hell no. I'm going to the garden. I didn't know. Off of coffee, he's boring. I don't even like. He don't talk about nobody. He just like, oh, no, I can't do that. So like the lectures I watch, I don't watch lectures of people, good morning, class. I'd like to talk to you about quantum physics. Hell no, I like Bruce Lipton's. I like people get on, get excited. It's like, and you got me on another topic. It's like education system. The only teachers I remember were the exciting ones. I don't remember the ones, it could have been an exciting topic. But if the teacher was boring, I hated it. I'm a geek. I love programming. I'm an engineer. I love solving problems. I hate Fortran. Why do I hate Fortran? Because my Fortran teacher was just, he had a pocket protector and some glasses. I hate COBOL. I like programming. I can write in over 12 different languages. I love to write software. To feed people so they stop being monkeys fighting over monkey goo and minerals and oil and dumb stuff and identities and nations and silly stuff. But I don't know nothing about the Pascal. I forgot about Pascal. I forgot about that. C++. The only reason I remember C++ because I had to do it for a job, big pharmaceutical corporation. So they can poison some people, sell some drugs, baby. Or cabal. Right? That's the only reason I remember, because all the teachers were boring. This is a syntax area. Nobody want to see that. I don't even want to see it. I ain't getting up. Nobody get up in the morning. You get up in the morning, you won't feel good about your day. That's why I drink coffee. Guys, dang alike. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Speaking of the cabal, speaking of pharmaceutical, before we get into it, I'll talk about Bruce Lipton and the fact that we're all frequencies and you're just conflicting over goo. That your brain, your memories, they're not actually here. I know. Look at my dome. I like my dome. Look at that shot. Look at that shot. Ain't nothing in there. It's just goo. It's receptors and goo. Ain't nothing in there. It's like a TV set. All it does is just tuned into a certain frequency. All of that's coming in from soul, white light, heaven, frequency field, whatever y'all fight about, whatever the hell you want to call it. Valhalla, fine with all of that. But all this is goo. It's just neurons and dendrite connections and receptors and goo, and they're bringing the signal in. As long as they're bringing the signal in, I'm being broadcast from somewhere like, you're brown. You're gonna be bald and funny, and he's kind of funny, sort of, sometimes. Not to some people, you just gonna piss other people off. Oh, well, that's it. That's okay, what we talking about? I forgot what we talking about. That's why people watch it like, he gonna lose his mind. This man is crazy. This man, he nuts. All right, frequency, that's what I'm talking about. We're all frequencies. Uh-oh. Who's calling me? I don't know you. You hung up. Cause you watching the show. You somebody know my damn number. Call me while I'm on the damn show. I know. I just want to see if I can call him while he on the show. Stop. Behave. Acting like monkeys all the daggone time. You might as well just go be a Democrat or Republican. All right. I love y'all Democrats, but y'all not gonna like me. I'm just warning you. Y'all not, cause y'all holding us back. Y'all the ones keeping us in shallow water. Let me see if I can find a picture. Keeping us in shallow water. We are of depth. We're not just TV sets. Stop getting us Sony and conflicting with Sony and Sanyo and Samsung. Everybody fighting. Anthony, that was you. John, that was you, brother. That me too. Me too. I thought I was goo, John. I thought, oh man, I was brown goo. I was Christian goo. I was black goo. And that's the thing, black goo is a thing. I was American goo. I was all of the goos, and I would fight other people because I'd fight the other goos, and it's like, no, you're just a receptor, you're just here. They had to create this reality so we can learn things. Human beings are just sensors. I'm gonna show you that. But, all right, I'm gonna give y'all a chance to leave. So if you're if you're a minnow and you like to swim in shallow water and you believe what's on television and you believe Epstein committed suicide, you probably should go, because yeah, I ain't gonna do that this morning. I was trying to find a minnow in shallow water. You see, people like pictures. I like pictures too. Pictures help, because I got this monkey thing going on, and monkey things, you got the monkey thing going on, you like to see monkey pictures. No, minnow in shallow water. No, what's another way to say that? You can't stand the, if you can't stand the heat, get the hell out the kitchen, something like that. All right, I'm not gonna find it. I'm just gonna take you to it. I'm gonna go ahead and take you to it because we're gonna run out of time. Just kidding. I don't have your phone number. Oh, that was you calling, John? Okay, yeah, no, very few people have my. I'm gonna tell you a secret, John. When you in a single life, you're supposed to change the number every few years. I change it. I don't. People, hey, if you don't keep up with me for 3 years, if my birthday, this is how I get down, John. If my birthday was not important to you last year, and my birthday wasn't important to you the year before, and my birthday ain't important to you that year before, then I don't need to be in your Rolodex. I don't need to be in your phone numbers. You don't need to call me because you don't care. I love you to death, but you don't care. And I ain't call you. I don't care about you. I love you, and I may not. It means I don't like you. That's what it means. All right, that's a Martin Luther King quote. Anyway, by the way, speaking of Martin Luther King, I might have pissed people off yesterday. I'm not gonna go. I didn't talk bad about one of your lords, one of the black lords, Dr. Somebody. I don't know. Somebody posted. I said, this is Lori. This is what we were talking about. The Harriet thing. Like, I didn't want to go see Harriet because they're just painting a narrative and they're not trying to solve anything. They're just trying to get people upset, and they tell different stories and everything. I don't know. Sometimes the black people save you. Sometimes the white people save you. Sometimes the black people in the white. But it's never, history is always white or black. It's always pure or it's evil. It's always good or evil, and I just don't think that exists. So I'm not going to go see it. But I didn't piss somebody off. Doctor somebody. He had a doctor in front of his name, so I'm supposed to, I guess, just believe everything he says. And he's just saying stuff because all right, I'm gonna stop. No, I'm not gonna talk about people. Not gonna do it. Not judging nobody. All human. Oh, let me do this. Before we jump into Brother Bruce, I gotta take you to my timeline real quick. I was having some thoughts and what kind of sent me along this mindset. Oh, but this is important. Stacy posted this. Hold on. Y'all know Sister Stacy Holden. Y'all know her. She a little crazy. I think she thinks she an alien or something. Beware of Stacy. She kind of crazy. Look, she posted this. Look, somebody did this. How beautiful is that? CBS, ABC News are complicit with hashtag pedogate. I love it. I think it's delicious and nutritious. I think it's delicious. Oh, dang it, Sandra. Don't get me in trouble. Stop it. Stop. I think this is delicious and nutritious. Sandra gonna let me talk about it for a minute. But news network is not complicit with war, devastation, destruction, abusing children, and get people to think about other stuff, dumb stuff, right? Make them feel good. This is American television. I don't know how they do it in your country, but this is what they lie about: war, they lie about murdering people, killing people, pedophiles, they lie about the politicians, they lie about all of that. In between having these feel-good stories. That's what got me mad. In between the feel, because they want to make you feel good about slavery. Don't you dare. You better not attack that man. I don't know that man. Boyce Watkins, I don't know him. I love him to death. I don't know him. I won't talk about him. I just talked about what he said. It was like, nope, that's fake news. He's trying to build an army of monkeys to fight for some goo. I'm okay with that. He was born in a conflict world, so was I, right? He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, Trump doing his thing. Who's that? Megan doing her thing, Rebecca doing her thing, Susan doing her. Everybody's doing the thing. Everybody got the thing, and my thing is not getting people behind me who are already upset. I don't like to talk to people's indoctrination to get people to join me. Sell a book or have a speech or something like that. I'm not interested in that. I like breaking up narratives. You know what they say about Christ? They say Christ came to bring war against the church. He came to bring a sword against the church. They don't take that in church. They say, oh no, he came because he loved the church and he just want us to have chicken bake sales and have big mega churches and thrones and like look at the homeless people throughout the windows that are 16 stories high. Nope, Christ came to bring a sword against you. I came to bring a sword against the indoctrination. So no, I'm not gonna get along with people who probably follow and love Bruce Watkins, something. What is his name? But I know a lot of y'all do. I know you, Sandra. I went over there. I went through the line. I was just curious because I saw all the racist posts. Like, oh my God, the guy trying to start a revolution. Got a doctor in front of his name too. Y'all love this guy. And I start seeing my friends' names. That's why I love Facebook. We're gonna call it drama book. It's drama. It's emotions book. That's all. It's just people bring their emotions here, get dramatic. I don't get emotional. I just laugh a lot. I was just looking. I was like, oh, I know him. I know her. I know him. They all follow the guy. I don't know. But you can probably go look, see who I follow. I'm probably still following Bernie or something. I don't know. I tried to go through and unlike everybody. I tried to unlike all your lords. I don't think I got all of them. Trump and everybody else. Oh, speaking of Trump, that's in the news. The war in Yemen, it looks like it's drawing to an end. And so Brother Gregg tagged me in that. He's one of my Trump-loving friends. Again, I love you to death. I just disagree with you, okay? Like I love my Clinton friends to death. I just disagree with them. Good thing that the Yemen war is coming to an end. I'm not sure that Trump did that. However, I will say this. I'm not going to clap. I'm not going to clap. I'm not a clapper. I'm not a clapper. I don't clap for things that should not happen to begin with. I don't clap for colonization. We done stole half those people's land. We done murdered millions of people, starved them to death. You're not gonna get me clapping when people do things you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be there anyway. You can withdraw. Listen, if you want me to think about clapping, you're gonna take all the troops. You're gonna take all the foreign people. This ties in with Bruce's talk that I want to show you. You're gonna have to, because the cells, right? Like if I take a cell, he'll explain it to you. If I take my cell out, who's that? Christine, and I put in Christine. Christine's body's gonna attack my cells. Not self. You don't belong here. Colonize it, and they're gonna kill it. So like Christine needs a liver or something. I got a liver I ain't using. Like Christine, here go your liver so you can stay alive, girl. So you don't put you in TV graveyard. It makes sense if you think about it. And I put that liver in Christine. Christine's body gonna attack the liver because it's not self, right? That's a violation. It's called colonization. It's called globalization. You don't belong here, so we must kill you. Okay? That's what the Yemen people did. The poorest people on the planet held back the largest militaries Earth could provide. And I'm proud as hell of them. I'm proud to hell of them. That's not even a word. I kind of made some of that up. They stood up and they held down all your death rays, your 5Gs, your MRAPs, your RIP raps, your dip that drones and all of that. And then people fought you with sticks, stones, bones, and rocks. And now you're gonna make a deal. That's not a victory. That's called you got your butt handed to you. You done killed and murdered and genocide a bunch of them. Anyway, all right, I'm done. So he tagged me in that. I just want to get my perspective on it. Now, I don't think Trump did that. I don't think presidents do anything other than keep monkeys divided up fighting over food. I like that. Oh yeah, I do love sleeping. I love sleeping. That's sleeping is important. It's like being dead without a commitment. I love it. You know what? Being dead ain't so bad. Who posted that? I don't know who posted that. Oh, Sonya posted that. There we go. All human experiences are valid. All right. It's not something you need to agree with. You don't need to agree with it. And you're stupid if you're arguing over anybody about their experiences, all right? You're a narcissistic sociopath. Leave people alone. Stop arguing over what you don't know. If you didn't experience it, then you have nothing to say about it. You can help people. You can do all kinds of things like that, but don't argue with people over their experiences. Validate human parking. That's what I'm trying to say. That was my next post. Boom! Stop being an experienced popo. Stop it. That's what politics is. Don't be the experienced popo. All right, don't be the experienced popo. Everybody's experience is valid. Validate the psychological parking. Don't agree with where they park, but you need to validate. Everybody's here for a reason. Everybody's frequency is sent here from who knows where. I have no interest arguing with you over where that might have been. Validate the parking. They were sent here. They were perfect light frequency, whatever. And they got here and you said you crazy because you born in crazy land, monkey goo, everybody fighting over minerals in conflict-based societies. Okay? Leave people alone. Validate their parking. Don't be the popo. You can't hate the popo when you acting like the popo. Okay? You can't run from 5-0 when you are 5-0. Stop 5-0 people. Leave people alone. All experiences are valid. Now let's get over to Bruce. Oh, look at the monkey hug. My God. We need to hug monkeys, y'all. Y'all love monkeys. Don't hug a monkey, but if you find a monkey, I got friends that hug monkeys and tigers and stuff. I got some hippie people on my channel, but I tell you what, I ain't hugging no damn monkeys and tigers. But hug a monkey, hug a human monkey. All right, there you go. Random access goo. That's all your brain is. Your brain is just a receptor. All it does is take in the frequency of what you are, and then one day your cells can't take that frequency, and you die. But you don't die. The monkey dies. 98% monkey and 2% alien. That thing dies. The frequency, you're still broadcasting. You just have nowhere to land. All right? You get that? You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna let Bruce explain it to you because he's a biologist. I'm a monkeyologist. That's it's not even a thing. So I'm a monkeyologist. Anyway, no, I don't breathe, Lori. I don't breathe. Not when I'm trying to save the world. Not when I'm trying to say you don't die. This is just you being reclaimed. Your goo, the things that you collect, the bananas and Twinkies and bagels and muffins and ho-ho cakes and smoothies. You're collecting all of these things and you create this big cellular thing with these receptors that receives a signal. You lunch. You're lunch. That's what you are. You're lunch walking around the planet, got attitudes. You're like a meal with a lunch because you eat the banana and the banana becomes you. It creates cells with your receptors on it. And then you proceed to walk around like a big pile of a grocery store or something. I don't know. And then you fight with other grocery stores that you run into. That's all we are. Then you die. Your cells stop taking the frequency. We put you in 6 feet under, you go to TV graveyard, but the frequency's still going. This is what I'm saying, nobody dies. Why is that important to anything? Why? Because you don't need to fight over the goo. That's why. You don't need to fight over the minerals and the oils. Your root identity, nobody knows. Nobody knows. You don't need to fight with other people because they were born in a different spot. We're all a part of the same thing. We're all a part of soul. Whatever that frequency is, wherever it's coming from, we all come from that same damn thing. I let a biologist explain it to you. He used to be a biologist and he gave up on biology for the most part once he started understanding what receptors were and the fact that every cell in your body is receiving a signal. Nobody has any damn idea where that signal comes from, but they like to get in wars and fight about what they want to call it. All right, yes, Ivana, your soul goes on. It goes on. You don't die so you can live like you don't die. This to a degree is a video game. It's a real experience, but it's a video game. Don't be fearful. Don't let people get you in these little groups and ignorant other monkeys and shallow waters and fight. Be deep about life. Consciousness, that's what we're talking about. All right, we scare away all of the shallow fish. The shallow fish, they want to live in ABC, CBS, NBC world. Y'all can live there if you want. I love you to death. You can stay there. And now people who like to think, people who like a little critical thinking, now need to have a discussion. Let me show you this. Let me show you, where's Bruce at? Oh, and everything working this morning. So I can actually show it to you. Let me see. Right here. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. See, Lori, I just breathe. I just a little oxygen. I'm an alien. I don't really need much oxygen. Say the world. Stop killing people. Say the world. Check this out. love Bruce. Bruce is deep. That brother, he ain't playing. He ain't come to play with y'all monkeys.
All the people out here in the room are individuals. Every one of you is an individual person. You have your own name, your own identity, but you have something more than that. Your cells know you and have your brand on them, and nobody else has that brand. If I take your cells and put it into the person sitting next to you, what's going to happen to those cells? They'll be rejected by the immune system of the recipient. For what reason? They're called not self.
Not self.
So all of a sudden they say, where's the self? What is the self? What makes you, you, and the person next to you not you? Proteins?
Were you born? The nation you're in? The Lord's land you were born in behind borders. The church that you're next to. Who parents you're born to? Nope, none of that determines any damn thing.
Let's get to it. I use two cells, Bruce's and Margaret's. I use two liver cells because 99% of the cell is liver in function. 99% of the cell is exactly the same as Margaret and Bruce. They're both the same. Liver cells do the same thing. Liver enzymes in me would be the same as liver enzymes in Margaret.
Same monkey thing. Is a monkey.
I know the nuclei are different because we have different genes, but I also told you this. I could throw the nuclei out of the cell and the cell's still going to have a life. So I'm not going to count them in this story right now. What I'm going to do is remove the color from the picture, leaving behind the color where the two cells differ from each other, where the identity is found. Where is it that makes us unique? And I remove the color. Can you see where the colors are left?
That's it.
They're in the membrane. And biologists even call some of these self-receptors. What are receptors? Receivers. What are self-receptors? Receivers of self. And why is this relevant? If I take my self-receptors off my cell, I take an enzyme and cut off these yellow receptors, you know what happens? My cell is generic. I can implant it in any human, it will never be rejected. I can implant it into a mouse, it won't be rejected. There's no identity to it. So I take my generic, no identity cell, my cell, and I take Margaret's receptors off of her cell and put it onto my cell. So I have my cell with Margaret's receptors. If I put that cell back in my body, what's going to happen? It'll be rejected, not self.
Not self.
If I take my cell with her receptors and put it into her body, what's going to happen? It's accepted. I transfer ownership by just transferring the antennas. Now you might think, well, these antennas are the self. The fact is, antennas are antennas. They are receivers of a signal, so that your antennas complement a signal out here in the environment. Why would I say that? Because the receptors are reading the external environment. They're not reading the internal environment. So why is that relevant? Because your identity, these receptors on the surface, are reading an environmental signal that's unique to you.
You are getting a signal from somewhere else. There's a whole bunch of questions in the room. I'm going to pretend like I can answer them, but you are a television. You are receiving a signal. You don't need to fight about who has a brown knob, who has a silver knob, who has a cleaner screen. You can ignore that. Who is made out of plastic and who is made out of wood. All of that is completely insignificant. There are conflicts over stupidity. Somebody asked, do our cells replace? Yes, they do. They replicate and your identity sticks with them. The receptors remain the same. They're a part of you, so that is what they call self. If I'm not saying it right, somebody can fix that. Now, I'm a little fish. I'm just swimming in deep waters because I'm curious what's in the deep waters. I don't know that that was the right answer, but yes, our cells replicate. They replicate all the time, to my understanding. The 98% monkey part, 99% is all the same in everybody's body, little different configurations. Somebody asked, where's that configuration come from? Obviously this signal. Where does that come from? That's what all war is about. It comes from, I don't know, CBS, NBC. Are you seeing how that's relating? I'm sorry, I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. Because they broadcast a signal and you watch television and you decide that you're not like your root self, you're an identity. All right, I'm sorry. It doesn't come from, it comes from whatever we come from, right? We're obviously here. You know, I can go into theory, and I mean, my theory, if I had to guess, I would say that, yeah, we do come from this source signal cloud self thing, right? Because we need to be on the earth, but we're not of the earth. So how do you be on the earth and not be of the earth? Well, every earth got its own sun, got its own microbiology, got its own makeup of minerals and toxins based on the primordial mineral mixture that rock has. And so in order to live on the third rock from the sun, you have to be in a creature that can survive in that environment, right? It's like War of the Worlds, right? Like what happened to the aliens in War of the Worlds? Well, they got here and they all died. Why? Because they couldn't live in the biology. They couldn't live in this environment. So if we are spiritual creatures and we're energy and we want to play a video game, we want to discover and learn some things. We want to sense what life is like. We want to taste what chocolate cake tastes like. You got to go down to earth, and we're broadcast down there. And I think that to me, it's kind of like the foundations of a lot of these religions. You know, what is a soul? What is a spirit? What is a creator? It could just be a broadcast engineer from something like a Fox News or something like that. That's why, and this is why is this important to today? Well, because if all the conflicts are over false identity, all the conflicts are over Harriet, and they're always lying about history, then why are we conflicting? Why are we, if people can't die, then why are you scared into fighting with other people? Why are you scared into a political party? Why are you scared into denying someone else's experience, right? Because everybody's having an experience and everybody's valid. They're all sent here. And then what is politics? Grouping up with other people to force other people to be like you because you think you're right. You think your experience is more valid. And I think that's stupid. I think that's a patriarchal concept. Just because you got more muscle tendons and strength, more numbers and votes, doesn't mean you can invalidate somebody else's experience and take away what it needs for them to live a good life. That's why it's valid. That's why it's valid. And that's why I laugh. That's why I laugh. I'm sorry. I got monkey goo supremacy. I feel like I'm in tune with some things and some of my friends are. And it's like, y'all, calm down. Everybody just stay calm. I know. It's upsetting. I know, because your experience is valid. I get that. I get your experience is valid. But stop short of getting upset with other people. Because when you get upset, that's when that 98% monkey, because that part is real. That part, these emotions that people have are real. That's why I call it emotion book. Get people upset, you're gonna see the monkey. Try to bring out the monkey less and understand that we are a part of a cloud thing. Let me let him talk for another minute here. Let me let him talk. Go on, Brother Bruce.
And if I take that signal and transfer it to somebody else's cell, then that cell becomes your cell because that signal is going to control the cell. The signals that come in from the outside give it the identity. And the relevance about that is that, let's just say, I'll start with this first, give you another story about it. If I take your receptors and I put it on an embryo and I let the embryo develop with those receptors, who is that individual? It's you. But did I say, was it a male cell or a female cell? Did I say it was a white human or a black human? No, that wasn't relevant. The identity and the body are two different things. One controls the body. What does this mean? It says that in a future date, if an embryo shows up and just happens to have the same set of receptors on its surface that you express now,
you're gonna be in it.
You're back online again.
Oh, what did that just say? That just said everybody's gay. That said everybody's polymorphic, quadmorphic, that you aren't actually a gender. A little difficult, isn't it? You don't accept that you're just a frequency. Gender doesn't exist. This is just monkey stuff. We're in the monkey stuff. And this is where I get caught up too, because it's just monkey stuff. You don't get upset about monkey stuff. You don't fight about it. Enjoy monkey stuff. Enjoy monkey stuff. Absolutely, because it got male and female for a reason. Is to create more of the little things that are different frequencies so other spirits and other frequencies can come here and experience life on monkey land. But it just means that you aren't what you think you are. That's a powerful, crazy, and it means you can't fight with other people because it's different. You're gay and I'm not. No, actually you're saying came from the same source, soul, whatever it is. You're actually the same. You just ended up in this body. They ended up in that body. You can judge them for it. You can be mad at them. You can think it's weird. You can do anything you want. But guess what? If karma is a mother, and karma is kind of a mother, guess who you're going to be next round? Guess who you probably going to be next round? That's why I think we're just here. We're just sensing. We're like having a human experience. We're learning. The memory and the data is being uploaded. We know that for a fact. You know that from the MRI device that your thoughts aren't actually in your brain. They're up here. There's now scientific studies saying that your memory actually isn't in here. This is just neurons and goo. That your memory actually is somewhere else. That the receptors in your brain are just tapping into a cloud. All your information is being uploaded and downloaded. The experience you're having, that you don't actually die. You don't lose those memories. Those memories are still there. It's deep, it's crazy, it's hard to accept because you break down people's reality, right? They built entire lives. They built followings. They built channels and careers and retirement on monkey identities. Doctor, whatever his name is, I haven't forgot his name already. I don't know the guy. I love the guy, I don't know the guy. I just disagree with it. I disagree with the concept of building economic and financial conflict pyramids and foundations on getting people upset over fake identities. I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's a bad idea. I think we have to move forward. And we can't move forward if people keep want to live in the monkey life, all right?
That you've never died. What do you mean I never died? Well, I'll give you an example. As of late, because of the large number of transplant operations, heart-lung combinations, when people receive heart-lungs from other people, they don't just receive the organ, they begin to acquire the character of the person who donated the organ. Here's a fact that's so amazing. A young girl got murdered. Her heart was transferred to another person. That other person was able to identify the murderer for the police. It lived and knows. What was the point? You'd say, oh, the cells are carrying the memory. I'm going to tell you something. I'm a cellular biologist. The brain is cells, that membrane. It does not have the awareness capacity to distinguish chicken McNuggets and beer from anything else in the world. It doesn't do that. The memory is not in the cell. The memory is in the field.
It's in the cloud.
We are a broadcast.
There's nothing new under the sun. And this is where cloud technology came from. If you don't understand it, this is why your NSA and FBI and CIA and government love it. Okay? All your little nudie, nasty pictures and flicks and all the things you record and keep on your machine and you hit upload to cloud, it all goes to the cloud. It's just not the root cloud. It's the conflict CIA cloud, Rothschild, Rockefeller cloud. They got all your data. They got all your memory. They got all your pictures. They got all of that. That's what the cloud is. And so you're constantly experiencing things, you're uploading the memory. You might die, that memory's still up there in the cloud. Now, crazy, creepy question. What is a ghost? You didn't even want to go there, do you? I don't like to go there. I don't like the paranormal stuff. But what is a ghost? Maybe slightly, I don't know, something that's in tune with the frequency of you. And you left here under traumatic circumstances and you caught a case. We know ghosts are there. You know they're there. They got the devices and they measure the energy and they know that there's something there. You can barely see it. It might be phased, but it's somehow grabbing your frequency and you're partially acting. It's crazy and creepy, but this is the real world. This is the real, and you got data behind us. Anybody understand it? No. Nobody understands it, but we know the world is not as shallow as the shallow waters are trying to tell us. We know the world is not shallow in terms of nations and races and religions, and this is the real world. You know that all the media is lying. They've always been lying because they're creating their own reality the same way the earth is a reality, right? Oh, Susan said it best yesterday. She said that the earth is a thing, the world is not, right? I messed up a Susan quote, but I do that from time to time. Right? Because they build their own world. And you're living in a shallow world. You're living in a shallow area, and it's a whole ocean out there. You haven't even got away from the sand yet. Right? We need to get people out of the shallows and into the depth of reality. And it's a scary place to go, but it's real. And there's enough evidence to show that reality is not in the shallow, it's in the depth.
This is a television set. We have antennas. When the picture tube breaks on your television, what do you say about the TV? The TV is
broken.
Dead. Yeah, TV
it
dead.
died.
But did the broadcast stop? No. Well, how can you tell that?
We send it
you
to
get
the
another
graveyard.
TV set, you plug it in, you turn it on, you do one other thing. What do? Tune it to the station. And when you hit that frequency, boom, it's back on again. That we are immortal. We don't even live in this system. This is a system for us to come into and then live out a life. And then you might say, well, Bruce, which I ask my own self, I say, Bruce, if I live out there, then why live in here? Why this?
Well, he's going to answer it. He's going to give his theory and experience. And I don't want anybody jumping to the alien thing because it doesn't mean that we're coming from other planets. Personally, I think it might be other dimensions. I think heaven might be another dimension. A cloud might be another dimension. Wherever we're from, this energy, spirit, frequency thing, we're broadcasting into this particular dimension because it's a realm that we can do experiences in, right? So it's not even, I think probably ought to play everything here because there probably has to be a root realm where there's nothing but frequency and energy. And we're probably broadcast here from another dimension. We know string theory is a thing. We know there are multiple dimensions. We know there's a lot that we can't see that actually is in front of us. We only see what absorbs light. I think we're probably from another dimension. So you don't have to get so upset on social media when somebody, when the Republicans, because that's a false reality. It's a construct because whoever's gaming you, they're a little better at the game than you are, right? They've taken your false identity and they've taken that energy and they're abusing it. Whatever that doctor, Sandra will get me in trouble. I know y'all respect him, and I'm sure he's a deep dude. I know he's deep. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's talking about. But when you start to see people like, once again, this was the post. Don't argue about something that's not in your experience. Right? You weren't here when Harriet was. Right? Don't argue things that aren't in your experience. And this is where everybody does it. I do it. We all do it. We all get lost, caught astray, think we know some things. That 98% monkey, narcissistic, sociopathic stuff kicks in, and bam, we got a case. We're gonna start talking about things that we don't know about. Right? It's good to theorize, but always put it in the package of your guessing. I think that's a good thing to do. Don't ever try to invalidate somebody's parking. Do you get that parking analogy? Validate everybody's parking. See, the problem with validating everybody's parking is because then it gets into what somebody created the other day. Who mentioned that? Being a sovereignty activist. It means you become a sovereignty activist. It means you believe in everybody's sovereignty. You believe that they have a right to exist. They have a right to not go to work, to not be a slave, to not be abused in this mental illness generating society that we have going.
And my cells gave me an answer. And my cells said to me this, Bruce, if you're just a spirit, what does chocolate taste like? What does a sunset look like? What does being in love feel like? Why is that relevant? The answer is, it's the cells that take that environmental information and convert it into an awareness that I can understand. That the real world out here is converted into electromagnetic vibrations. I'm reading the energy. I'm not reading the chemistry. I'm not physically seeing the light. I'm reading the energy of that. So my physical body is a device to sense the world. It's a device to come in here to create a world. That if anybody has the fondest idea of a heaven and they're looking elsewhere, I think it's a great mistake. Because your opportunity was to come here to create what you thought you would create in heaven. And because it looks like hell, that's because you bought other people's creations. And that you have the opportunity to take over your own life and create your own life. And I didn't know that as a cellular biologist who was teaching biochemistry and genes. But when I owned it, and I caught a hold of those beliefs that I acquired in the first few years, the limiting beliefs. The one that said you can't heal yourself. The one that said you can't do this, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, whatever those things are, we all heard, and then we become. If you eliminate those and have a blank slate and create what you want, you can create anything on this planet, including that dream you thought heaven was. It's your dream, you can create it here. And the lesson is, Let go of this physical reality and own who you really are. Who are you? Well, the simple reality is this. You know those receptors? Let's say that they're like, let's say the membrane's opaque. Let's say the membrane is opaque. No.
I'm gonna stop there. You can watch the rest of it. I'll post the link. But if reality isn't what we think it is, then we need to change our behavior. Right? If reality isn't what we think it is, then we need to stop obeying the conflict nature of this particular matrix. This is supposed to be a heaven. We're supposed to be making a heaven. You got to stop making everybody live in hell, right? You make someone live in hell by forcing them to do things they don't want to do, force them to go places they don't want to go. There's a reason why America's a mental illness generating society. It's because they determine your reality. They send you off in the morning to go things you don't want to do for people you don't like, to sit in a place that you don't want to be. It's supposed to create mental illness, right? And they create Prozac. They create Prozac so you'll keep working for the GDP, right? You'll keep working for this slave tax, labor, forced labor, colony plantation thing, whatever you want to call it, right? And this is what gets on to one of my posts from earlier, right? Like, we've manufactured this design to be highly efficient. America isn't broken. It's working well. You're now seeing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to generate power and control and money and abuse human beings while it does that. The whole, industries lobby politicians. No, that's not what they do. And anytime to the definition, and y'all got to correct me on this one, because I like to use the word elites, and I need to stop because that's false. And Ty corrected me on this one. The elites, it comes from a French then Latin word elitus, right? Elitus. I'm probably saying it wrong. It means the chosen ones. Anytime we use language is important, vibration is important. That's what language is. Sound. They are not chosen. There are no chosen ones. Everybody is chosen, and thus nobody's chosen. But we call them the elites. But when they get together, the corporations, they're a cabal. You don't have a pharmaceutical industry, you have a cabal, right? When they come together, their job is to conspire against you. There is no pharmaceutical industries lobbying your politicians. You have a cabal that's come together with government to abuse the customers and citizens. Not only is it treason from a governmental perspective, it's unethical from a business perspective. If your job is to make a product and sell it to me, then make the best damn product you can and sell it to me. And if I like it, I'll buy it. But when you gotta go pay a government, buy these two political parties, all of them, you create a model where you can abuse me and force me to be a captive customer. You're a cabal. That's a cabal. You're conspiring against me. That's what cabals do. They keep secrecy and they create their own little reality to abuse something. That's us. That's why I ain't voting today. I just had to say that because I that's gonna get you upset. That's why I ain't voting today. I ain't voting today because you're voting for a cabal, and I don't want to take their drugs. I want let people have access to their natural medicine. It's not the cabal's business. You know, if you made a good product, people would buy it. You wouldn't have to buy laws and legislation and force people to take your product. And it's not just the pharmaceutical industry, so I'm not yelling at them. It's all the industries. They all do it. And that's how it applies today. That's why I ain't voting today, because you're voting for a cabal, and I'm frequency. And I don't like that. They're trying to send me to the TV graveyard too soon. I don't want to go to, I kind of like this monkey. This monkey's all right with me. I'm good with this monkey. I want to keep this 98% monkey for a little while. I don't want to take your drugs. I want natural medicines. I want to be strong, live a long time. Anyway, do comments, I'm going to get out of here. And the ancient kings who lived for thousands of years all had all organs removed, placed in jars, perhaps to keep the signal from being confused. On where it had to go. Ooh, Susan, that's creepy, crazy, and think about that. Now, you're getting back to the Egyptians, girl. You're getting back to Kemet, and you're getting back to, because they preserved their, maybe that's where preservation came from. I'm convinced that we came from people who knew a hell of a lot more than what we do. It's obvious just from the structures they built, the things they did, and the tales told that started all the religions and the Sanskrit text. The these people knew what they were talking about, or something told them. But they preserved their organs. Does that preserve the receptors, though? That's the thing somebody has to answer. You know, and I love that Bruce Lipton's talking about it. You know why? Because he had to break out of his paradigm. He had to basically break down his career. He built up this indoctrinated career as a biologist, and he turned on biology, basically, because he discovered enough and said, okay, I get it, biology's fake. Not that it's fake, but it works on a certain level, but there's a deeper level, and he ran. He ran from the industry. Another one who did that is like Colin Campbell. I trust people who leave their indoctrination. I trust people who spent years and years getting these degrees and they find out some truthful information and then they walk away from it. Like, nope, yeah, I get it. That was 25 years of my life, but that's fake news. That's false. There's something deeper. I'm going to go deeper. So I trust what he's saying. It makes sense to me. Dr. Colin Campbell's another one. He grew up, he was in the dairy industry, right? His family were dairy farmers. He wrote the book, The China Study. I tell people you don't have to read the whole book. Anytime somebody comes down with cancer, heart disease, cardiovascular disease, all you gotta do is read the first 25 pages, answer all the questions you need to know. And everything, I'm not going into the details, I just simply say this. His family, he had a dairy farm, he could have done very, very well. And he walked away from all of it once he realized being a doctor, studying kids in the Philippines and studies from China and India, where cancer came from, or where particular cancers came from, what creates carcinogen cells, and it had a lot to do with dairy, meat, milk, cheese, all that stuff. Vegans are not crazy. They actually do know what they're talking about. We're not hating on you because you got a dog. You got some fish in a fish tank. So people who are willing to walk away from their indoctrination to me, is highly trustable, because this world is like really based in conflict. You have to collect as much financial credits as you can or you die. And people who walk away from that, that's meaningful to me. That's why I trust the whistleblowers, the ones who walk away from their indoctrinated lives. They think they're fighting for America. They get in, they realize, whoa, I joined the CIA to help people. I thought I was going to join the CIA and be, what's the name of that show, 24? What's the guy's name? I thought I was going to join the CIA and I was going to save lives and stuff. I didn't know I was going to be murdering Bob Marley. I don't know if I want to do. I didn't know I was going to be murdering Martin Luther King. I didn't know I was going to be murdering presidents. I didn't know I was going to be looking the other way for 9/11s. I didn't know I was going to be turning off the phalanx system protecting the Pentagon so a missile can hit it. And they walk away and they blow the whistle. They blow the whistle. Chemtrails, CIA whistleblowers. I trust people who walk away from careers. I trust the people who walk away from NASA. Oh my goodness gracious, yeah, the aliens are real. Oh, they're real as great. They real as all get out. They're really. We have free energy devices and flying ships. I agree with all of that. I trust people who aren't in the shallow waters. I trust people who go out to the deep waters and start saying things that make me question this reality. All right. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's where preserving the organs came from. I don't know. That's a good question. I love questions. I can't stand people got the answer. I can't stand television sets that just want to tell me that this is how the world is and they had no damn clue. I love questions. We live in a great time. Y'all go back 20, 30 years ago. Remember 20, 30 years ago? Young people don't remember that. You're about 25. Just listening for a minute. We knew everything. We knew everything. Everything was in Encyclopedia Britannica. But wasn't in there, it wasn't real. It's true. We figured it out. Discovered everything on the world. We had something called the National Geographic. Told us exactly how the world works. Beautiful time to be alive, young people. Because back then, they knew every damn thing. You couldn't say nothing. You had to go to class, sit down, and teacher start talking. You had to sit there and just listen, write notes and stuff. Now, with the internet and YouTube, what these kids know, hell no. Like, teacher, that ain't right. I got my son back there right now. The teacher tried to give him some damn jelly worms and said they were organic. He said, Miss Knickerbocker, my dad, he's organic, grows food. He said there ain't nothing organic than jelly. It's just no jellies. That's not natural, teacher. He got in trouble for that one. I had to speak to his health teacher. But it's just real talk. Real talk. I just like real talk. I'm not raising morons. I teach these little kids to question me because they need to question this world. I don't want my kids in the shallow water. You might want your kids in the shallow identity waters. I don't. I want my kids in the deep waters. I want them to go find the megalodon. I need them to go find. I want a beautiful life for them where they're questioning reality, figure things out. Captain Kirk, right? Enterprise. That's what we are. That's why we're here. And this how it feeds in with the whole Bruce Lipton talk. Is if we choose to come here, or if we're sent here, We're explorers in a brave new world. The beginning is a Star Trek. You know how it starts out? We're supposed to be exploring things. We're not supposed to come here and think we know every damn thing. I didn't figure it out. I know what Harriet did. I know what Harriet done did, that, and this, the fake identity, supremacy, and fake identity, privilege, and fake identity. You're supposed to go deeper than that. Gotta go deeper. Go to the deep waters, baby. Deep waters. All right. Other dimensions. Yes, Stacy, I think it might be other dimensions. Perhaps, possibly, I don't know. Kelly, what is the real me? Kelly, what is real to me is when my friend saw her tree trunk as waves of energy. Oh, okay, that is reality to me. Susan, and I know what you're talking about, like weird stuff. You know when weird stuff happens, people say things, people tune into things, people, your friends, your druggy friends on the psychedelic drugs, when they see things. Like what is that when you rub your eyes? You know how they say like when you rub your eyes, you focus on something for a long time, you start to see halos, you start to see weird stuff. Like, what is that? They say, oh, that's just bacteria on your eyelids. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But what we do know is the matter doesn't exist. And for periods of time, maybe you tune into a frequency where you can see things that don't absorb light. I don't really know. I can't stand people that know. I like people with the questions. I don't like the people with the answers, because you really don't have answers. You're taking the technology of the time and you're pretending that you know. And that's like human civilization, what's always been. Every 10 years, we think we got it figured out. And then every 10 years, we realize how little we actually had figured out. You know, that's why I don't group up behind the monkeys. It doesn't make any sense. Good morning, Brother Kevin. Life as we know, it is a fourth dimension phenomenon. Energy is a ninth dimension phenomenon. We are energy. Yes, we are. We are energy and frequency. Whatever the hell that is, Kevin. I'm not even sure we got sciences to figure that out. But we know this dimension ain't real. That's what we know. We know we can stop fighting each other, stop killing each other, stop raping each other, stop robbing each other. Ooh, let me show you something. Speaking of that. That's why I love Facebook. People like, when you gonna leave Facebook? I ain't leaving Facebook. They're gonna chase me. They gotta chase me out of here. They're gonna have to get some sticks or something. I enjoyed this. Look at that. Oh. Got it? Oh. Check this out. If it's not yours, don't take it. If it's not true, don't say it. If it's not right, don't do it. And everybody knows these things coming here. Everybody knows these things. You got to break kids to make them do it. And that's what identity's for, is to teach kids, if it's not yours, you can take it. If it ain't true, you can say it all the time, you know, because you got to give them that identity, give them that group to struggle for. If it's not right, it's okay to do it if you feel like doing it. That's why don't break kids. Don't give kids your problems. Let them be beautiful things. Whatever they are, we don't know what they are. We have no idea what children are. We have no idea what that spirit knows. We have no idea what it's tapped into, where it's at. Ooh, I'm gonna show you something else. Part of what sent me down to the Bruce Lipton is another talk by who are these two guys? Two dudes talk about deep stuff. Joe Dispenza and Gregg Braden. I'm gonna take you. Hang on. I think somewhere around 7 minutes in this thing. I want you to see the commercials. Somewhere around here. These are like these consciousness seminars, whatever. Like this was at a deep conscious seminar, something that most people don't go to because it's not on ABC, CBS, CNN, and Fox. You know, where people go to talk about deep things. Check this out.
Field where all possibilities exist, and we've measured it enough times to see that when you truly do that, all of a sudden now your brain and body begin to change as a result of it.
I'd like to add something to that. This field is so new that we're talking about. The discoveries that are being made so quickly that mainstream is not able to catch up with all the new discoveries. So we're still thinking about a mechanistic model, a mechanical brain. Consciousness is, science is still struggling with that. On the one hand, on the other hand, the discoveries are pushing us quantum understandings into the future. And one of the places where this is happening is new science, and this is peer review.
Let me explain this real quick. What he's saying is that we're being pushed so fast into the future, the mainstream can't keep up. Science and technology are going so many different directions. We saw this in IT, from hardware to software, where things started going so fast they couldn't keep up because so many new discoveries were happening at a quantum level, exponentially growing. We're creating technology nobody could keep up with. And so science and biology and technology and quantum physics, and they're going so fast the mainstream can't keep up with it. And it creates this picture that doesn't make any sense. And they don't want to keep up with it, right? They'd rather stay in their false realities, like the steak, right? The steak versus understanding the matrix, right? And so the mainstream can't keep up with it. But besides the fact they can't control it. It's like we talk about colonization, kings and lords going to the new land. When they get to the new land, they discover something new, they don't tell you. Right? They discover this compound, you can make some Greek fire with it. They're not going to tell you. Why? Because later they want to burn you. Well, they won't burn you. They want to get you to use it to burn somebody else to steal what they have. But in case after a while you want some of it too, then they're going to burn you with it. It's like America falling into being a third world nation, having all of its military weapons coming back and ending up at their sheriff's departments. It's not because they think you're terrorists, it's because they know you're a terrorist, so they're going to use the weapons they use against the terrorists that you clap for against you. It always comes back. But they want to control science, right? Knowledge is power if the people don't know. Right? That's the only reason why knowledge is power. If the people know, it's not powerful because everybody knows it. And so things are going so fast that the mainstream can't even keep up with it. That's why I'm like just completely mainstream agnostic. I look at it for laughs and jokes and stuff. And to know what the other monkeys are thinking about, because monkeys are still dangerous. I mean, it's not our reality, but the Republican monkeys and the Democrat monkeys, they can get together and they can get some clubs and bats and they can beat the hell out of you and steal your resources. So you need to know what they're thinking about. But the mainstream can't keep up with this because things are just going light speed in too many different directions. Listen to what he says real quick.
Viewed science. So this isn't theory or hypothesis or new thought. This is happening in peer-reviewed scientific research. Is now suggesting that the memories that you and I have, and the question was about what's happening in the brain and the mind, that our memories do not reside within our brain, that our memories don't even reside within our bodies, that the memories reside in the field, and what we call the brain is our accumulation of antenna. You can think of them like that, of the antenna that we grow and create in our lifetime that tune to the place in the field where the information resides. Does that make any sense if I say it that way? So, I mean, this is so real. This is so real. I did a pre-conference workshop. We touched on this a little bit on Wednesday. Some of you, I think, are in the room here. This is so real. My colleagues in Silicon Valley, that I left Silicon Valley, they're still working there. They're actually developing computer memory chips based upon a droplet of water. That is a very refined droplet of water rather than silicon. And what they're finding is they can pump terabytes of information, entire city blocks of a library into this droplet of water. And they're saying, how in the world is the droplet absorbing all this? And then they figured out it's not. The droplet is creating a template, but the information is in a field that extends even beyond the chip, beyond the computer. This is the bridge to quantum understandings, quantum realities. So when we talk about influencing one another and our brains, what we're really talking about is our brain through the act, and I mentioned this yesterday, remember those of you who were with me yesterday, the act of choosing to learn something differently and how we grow the neurites on the neurons. Okay, those are the antenna. When we do that, those are the antenna that are tuning to the place in the field that holds the memories, or it holds the language that we're trying to learn, or the mathematical understandings. We are resonators tuning to the field, and that changes everything. When you think about science of mind and why it works the way it works, when you think about remote healing, when you think about entanglement, remote viewing, all of those things, it puts a whole new spin on all of that. So I just wanted to kind of, we'll probably build on this as we go through this conversation.
What's interesting about the word spin is there are profitable spins and there are unprofitable spins, right? There are spins that there's just spun out there, and these people are saying, and the scientists, like, we just don't know. And then there's the spin for politics. Where, oh, we know for sure. They're deplorables. They're useless eaters. Yep, we should put them in prison. Yep, these kids, they're crazy. They got dried plants. They should go to slavery. you know. This is why I bounce back and forth, and I'll go on over to political stuff. It's because they're the ones who are standing in the way, right? They're the ones who are holding back humanity, right? It's the politics, it's the power and the money that corporations need, and the power that the politicians need, and you believing in them, you know, and you manifesting them. But what's powerful about what he said is, so you think about things, and your brains start to form, and you start to receive and access that area of whatever cloud, wherever information comes from, and that starts to become your reality. Like we talk about, your manifestation engines. How come everything human beings think about, they always achieve, they make it, whether it's a car, boat, flying ship, spaceship, whatever, satellite, because you tune into that area of the Akashic record, soul, energy, field, heaven, whatever you want to call it. And your brain starts to just more and more access that area of whatever that knowledge is, and eventually you have the ability to develop. I was listening to, they're talking about Edgar Cayce the other night. Edgar Cayce, Nikola Tesla, the Einsteins, the ones that just tap into a different reality, and they do things that are just phenomenally 30, 40, 50, 100 years ahead of where we are, right? They form those neurons, and this is what a child is, and this is why a child is such a phenomenal thing, because it's just an empty template, right? They're not an ignorant monkey until we make them one, right? If you take a child in early life and you expose them to things, maybe music and piano and different vibrations and swimming and art and philosophy and culture, and send them all over the world, they become these amazing creatures that are just receiving from all areas of the Akashic record. They become phenomenal. Or you can make them black. You can make them Irish. You can make them women. You can give them baby dolls. You can make them men. You can give them some tanks and some toy guns. Life could be phenomenal, but this is where we are. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. I wanted to share that with you guys. Let me do some comments and I'm gonna get yeah, they were jelly worms, Susan. Let me see. You aren't raising morons, Gerard. Good for you. There are thousands, tons of morons on. There are enough morons on the planet. See, that's what I figured. I figured, you know what? They already got me. Y'all need nothing from me. The planet has a moron, Gerard. You don't need nothing moron, Gerard. So I wanted them to become better. I did everything I could. I'm not sure, Susan, I did a great job. I did the best job I could. They seem to question me a lot, so I think I did something right. That's all I care. They questioned me, and if children are willing to question their parents, you're doing something right. If your children, like, you tell them, Susie, take out the trash, and Susie, take out the trash, you broke them. Something's wrong, because Susie don't want to take out the trash. Why Susie gotta go take out the trash? Right? Kids question things, right? I want Susie to stop saying, oh, wait a minute. Mom, you got some feet and arms. You got legs. In fact, you taller than me. You got more muscle. I'm gonna be struggling if I take out the trash, Mama. Well, I gotta take out the trash. And Mama's not supposed to go get the belt at that point. Mama's supposed to say, well, baby, this is how the world works. If you don't take out the trash, then the trash gonna funk up the house. I got other things to do. I got to cook your food. Do you like pizza? Okay, I'm cooking the pizza. How about this? Let's do a deal. Because you're a free sentient creature. I believe and I love your sovereignty. Huh? If you take out the trash, then I have more time to go cook what you want for dinner. How about that? I got time to figure out to get the seasoning right. So you don't complain about Mama know how to cook. Right? I like to explain things to my kids, but keep them thinking, and then send them off to school. I tell them, question everything. I send them to school and say, y'all listen, go in there and get your education. You know, remember the bolded words, highlight them, take your tests, but understand it. 98% monkeys teaching everything. And what they're teaching, 98% monkeys wrote it down. And you got the Department of Education, 98% monkeys put it in the book and said, you gotta teach this. Understand in 10 years, everything you learn in school, they're gonna tell you it's a lie anyway. You're gonna find out it's all false. You know, so don't believe in their paradigm. Don't be a receptor tuned to these false frequencies, right? Don't create a paradigm that's based in the shallow existence. Be of depth. So I don't know if I did a good job, but I tried. I did the best I could. We'll see where that goes. Hopefully they do better. In the human race, everybody starts doing better. We start moving forward and we stop being these little ignorant, shallow things that we've become. I've heard of Ormus appears like that. There's a type of gold that vibrates in and out of this reality. Oh, stop playing Hunter. See, Hunter gave me homework. That's the problem I have with my friend. Now I got homework. I'm like, Ormus, what the hell is Ormus? I want to know about Ormus. What the hell is Ormus? Because you know what? The compounds that don't make any sense here, that's what's important. That's how you know. That's the evidence you know that this isn't real. Like magnets. Freak is a magnet. The hell? It defies gravity. Nothing else defies gravity. That's how you know this is something that's kind of in tune with something else. And they talk about how gravity is within the formula of time, energy, or time, electronics, and gravity. Gravity doesn't exist. It's about matter and the size of the matter. It creates this false paradigm around a planet called gravity. But it's something that doesn't fit in. So you look at Ormus. If Ormus gold is a thing, please look it up. Somebody tell me, post a link or something. It exists in different planes, but you can only see it while it's vibrating in frequencies your eyeballs can see, because your eyeballs are for 5 cent survivals, for eating food, filling your belly. So you know that there are things that we can't see that are out there. We should be trying to discover those things, not lie about what we ain't discovered. Where's Captain Kirk? I need Captain Kirk, because to boldly go where no monkey's gone before. That's what we need to be. We need to raise Captain Kirks. We need to be Captain Kirks. We need to be people who accept that we just don't know. Stop lying like you know. Stop robbing. Still, they go Captain Kirk right there, right there. He don't know. He just want to go out there and find some blue women, you know. All right. Because he was always with the blue women. I don't know why. Something about blue women. He was a little freaky. If he could find himself a blue woman, but you want to go out there and seek and find. I love people. I love spending time with people who just admit they don't know. And I stay away from people who know too much. Well, I'm not big on politicians and leaders. And one, because they lying lawyers. Number one, they make careers out of lying. Two, they pretend like they know every damn thing. And I'm sick of that, right? If you want to abuse someone, you want to take their rights or resources, then you better know. That's what politics is. It's just pretending that you know stuff that you don't, so you can abuse people and take other people's rights for corporations that write your checks. That's fine, vote. I have no time for that. If we're going to have some sort of government, we need a government that recognizes that we're frequencies and we're sovereign. That's what we need. We need freedom. We don't have a government thing. Y'all want to continue this? That's what we need to have. But short of that, I'm not voting for monkey governments and continue fighting for things in shallow waves, in shallow water. I'm not interested in it. Let me see. And if you have a voice, use it for answering that question. I think somebody asked me that the other day. Why you do this? You don't feel like doing it. I don't have a choice. Don't have a choice. You have a voice, you got to use it. I didn't mean to do this. I don't even know what the hell this is. I don't even know why y'all here. To me, I've been doing this stuff for like 30 years. Like, find something I don't know. I want to go find out. I can't stop thinking about Ormus gold now. I want to know about this, right? And then people are hanging around. So if you got a voice, you use it. So if I got a voice, I guess I got one of these things. It's a low one, a little teeny weeny one. It needs some Viagra or something. Y'all need to share some more. But short of that, what I got, I have it. So I got to talk about kids in the Congo. I got to talk about women's rights. Every nation that still doesn't respect women as equals. I got to talk about the kids in Yemen that have been killed. I got to talk about that my tax dollars starved to death. I got to talk about the things that are unpopularly true. I got to talk about Harriet. I got to talk about the fact that another man that was out of time was called General Robert E. Lee. Y'all knocking down his statues, ignorant, don't even know who the man is. The man's more progressive than everybody I know on this planet. The man in the time of slavery gave up his slaves and his cotton. Same thing with Colin Campbell, same thing with Bruce Lipton, same thing with all these whistleblowers. Yes, he had a cotton plantation. Yes, he's making money with his partner. They decided to let their slaves go way before the war. If you didn't know that, you need to educate yourself. This is the problem with ignorance and being shallow. You don't actually know things. People can get you to do dumb things. That man was progressive. He gave up his slaves before the Northern generals, the ones who loved you, who came to free you. Reality isn't what we think it is. People are always trying to abuse you because they lie to you in ways that solidifies your indoctrination into being a monkey, and you're not. You're a frequency. So I'm not saying Robert E. Lee was a good man. I'm not saying that. I don't know Robert E. Lee. I'm just saying that the people are lying right now. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they're trying to get you in conflicts with these other people who are also frequencies and your cousins, and you should be loving them as opposed to fighting them. I'm saying that the biggest, it gets me because I try to say things in ways and memes because people read memes, they're very short to the point. And I was trying to explain, because a lot of my friends are still out there fighting this racism, right? It's just like, I'm trying to explain to you, you're not listening to Martin Luther King, you're listening to your ignorant leaders of today. They don't like you, they're not on your side. They're just trying to sell books and write speeches, right? Racism used to come from poverty. right? Right now, in my nation, I don't know about your nation, number one cause of racism here, based on my friends that I talk to, the ones that are kind of a little distant from minority living, is minorities fighting racism. Right? You picked up an ignorant way because you listened to your leaders instead of somebody like a Martin Luther King who explained to you, someone who healed hate. Racism is growing prolifically in the United States because of the people who are fighting racism. You start fighting, it's like the Chinese finger trap, right? You can love your way out. You let go, you can pull your fingers out. But if you pull harder, what do? They pull harder. And they recruit more. You recruit more, they recruit more. The number one cause of racism right now is people fighting racism. And also ignorance of history. There's no good and bad. You just got a bunch of frequencies that are put in conflict with each other because we can't seem to grow up and create an economy that does not require fighting and conflicting. So yeah, so stop with the knocking down Robert E. Lee status. Stupid, dumb, ignorant. History is important. History is the only thing that we have to know where we went wrong in the past, the parts they don't lie about, so we don't do it again in the future. We need to preserve as much history as possible. And plus it's preserved on the Akashic record anyway. So when you're dead, you die, your body stops receiving, and they just take the TV and they just put it on the shelf and bury it 6 feet under. Then you'll be like, boom! You'll be in the white light and you'll wake up and everybody walks away from it like, oh yeah, dang, they played me the whole time I was there. It's like at the end of the level, you're playing a video game, get up to the big boss, you're fighting, and you die. Oh, dang it. And just before you die, you see his weakness. Oh, I could have killed him. You wake up and you realize, dang, I wasted my whole time on Earth. I was down there and apparently everything was deep and I fell in with the shallow people. I fell in with the false identities. All right, I'm gonna start to wrap this up. Children were born with all the knowledge of their ancestors. It's our job to help them remember. Absolutely, Marilyn. And to help them remember and to give them an environment for memory, for good remember, right? If they stay in the conflict of 5 survival genes, they're fighting these people, hate these people, and we keep passing that hate, handing that hate, paying that hate forward, well-meaned or not. You know, we keep paying forward, going to school to get a job, to get grades, to conflict with other people, to steal more resources and money than what they have so others have less. We keep playing this game, then they won't be able to rediscover those things, right? They'll be trapped in those 5 survival senses, fighting for food and shoving money in bank accounts. You know what I was saying the other day, Marilyn? Bank accounts are a funny thing. They're a funny thing, because I'm thinking about like the currency collapsing. Nobody's talking about that at any political level. You'll get some analysts talking about it. The currency's collapsing. I'm just like, you know, you got people, you can spend all the time. We don't have time to talk about currency collapses. I got to go to work. I got to make this money. I got to save up for my retirement. It's happened before. Great Depression. And you work as hard as you can. You spend your life in a lie, swimming in shallow waters. And your currency collapses and you realize you've been living a lie your entire life. You've been being played by this cabal that's not elite. They're just a cabal. They're great liars. You might have $1 million in the bank, but it's all going to be kindling. It's all going to be for firewood. All of your time, all your struggle, all the stress, every day going to work, got to make the donuts, taking Prozac to get up in the morning, drinking Thursday night, you're going to have about a week worth of firewood. All those millions of dollars you thought was real because you got played. You got played by people who, you know, but we got more gold than the monkeys. It's a barter system. We got played by you know what, these monkeys, we got more gold than they got. We got more jewels than they got. Let's use that for barter. You still got people fighting for money, and it boggles my mind. All right, let's swap out. We'll barter for gold, and everybody's got to barter for gold because we got more gold. So you stop bartering for chickens and crops and all the other stuff like we talked about. And it's like, you know what? The monkey's stupid. They so dumb. 98% monkey. They don't realize they're receiving messages. They're not. They're just television sets. You know what? I got another idea. Let's just print money. Let's just print the money. Because if we print, they bought the gold trick, they bought the silver, coins, and all of that. Let's just print the money. Because we got endless, trees on the planet. Let's just see. I don't know. Let's see if they buy it. Let's just print the money. See what happens. And they start printing the money. Here we are, the monkeys. We still fighting. Still going to school. Get these degrees. Not changing any paradigms. Not doing any. Just fighting with the other people. over money, over some paper that they didn't take from a damn tree and put their face on it. Oh, that's why we all gonna die. We all gonna die. I know it upsets people. I don't see no angry faces today. Y'all must not invited the strugglers. But I don't believe in fake struggles, y'all. I'm not a fake struggle. Life is beautiful. I'm here for a reason. I don't even know what that reason is. But it damn sure ain't to stay in the shallow water. I'm not staying in the shallow water. I want to go to the deep water. I want to go discover things I don't know. Unless it's them waters right there. Got sharks. Yeah, because the sharks come shallow. That's where the sharks come. And you know what? The funny thing about the sharks coming shallow, you think you're safe. The minnows like swimming in group. They think, and them sharks come up in the shallow water. You really ain't got nowhere to swim, do you? You ain't got nowhere to swim. Huh? And you don't grow big in shallow waters, do you? You stay little, don't you? That's why the sockeye salmon got to go out in the ocean, get big. Right? That's what the sturgeon do. They got to get out in that ocean and get big. They stay in the shallow. They stay shallow. Don't stay shallow. You're supposed to get big. There's a lot of big things out there. And when they get hungry enough, they coming in the shallow. When the Federal Reserve get hungry enough, when the bankers get tired, they come to the shallow and they're gonna eat you. And not in a good way either. No, not in a good. Look at that huge shark. I ever see them pictures with the sharks come in the shallows. Ooh, let me see if I can find one. I like pictures. I love examples. Let me see. Shark at the beach. If I put this in. Yeah, like you ever think people go to the beach and there's sharks everywhere? They're always there. They don't never leave. Like, oh, it's safe. We can swim in the water. No, the sharks are always there. It's safe. Fox News said that. It's safe. ABS, CBS, NBC. It's like, no, the sharks are always at the beach. You don't see them. They're always there. They're always there. Like, you know, I want to see the pictures. You ever see the pictures from the helicopters where like the sharks are just like swimming in between the people? Like this one. See how they just having fun? Like, yeah. Having fun, it's America. It's like, no, the Federal Reserve is there. The bankers are always there. The corporations, the politicians are always lying. The lawyers, they're always there. They're always there, just waiting. Just not hungry enough yet. They're waiting. They're gonna collapse that currency. They're just waiting. Look, she having fun. Y'all see here, she's swimming, the family. And look, it's dad. Look like dad is helping the little kids, the next generation, kind of helping her. And the shark like, That's a Democrat right there. Democrat, Republican. I don't know if that's Democrat, Republican, but in the view, that's the field of view. The other one somewhere else on the other side, you just can't see it. They just went, Yeah, let's bring you into that false sense of security. I'm hungry. I can't wait. Ooh, you got the floaty device. Do I want the one with the floaty devices or I want the little chubby? I'm not sure which one. What do I want, Dad? I might kind of want Dad. Dad look kind of delicious. Does Dad look like he eat organic? Real world. Everything wants energy, everything's consuming energy, and they're gonna come for it. Just accept the real world. People are not your friends. All right, they're not your friends. They're just frequency. They're here too to have an experience, and they want to experience eating your chubby behind, okay? And then eating your kids. All right, that's what banking is. That's what energy always is. Power can no longer exist. That's the answer. That's the solution. Power cannot exist. Free the people. Free human beings. Free human beings. I know. I know. Shut up. Healthcare. Shut up. I don't hear about healthcare. People don't even know what health is. Free human beings. All right. Politics is the art of successful lying. Absolutely is, Lord. Totally agree. We can't get past the Van Allen belt. I hear that, Kelly. That's what they say. And you know what? And if we could, Kelly, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell me either. If they have some shields and energy, you know, Lockheed, was it Raytheon or Lockheed Martin just created that patent for the energy shield? They made an energy shield. They're going to live in the city and not going to let the poor people in there. If they got a shield, they got a way to get through the Van Allen belt. The last people they're going to tell is me. I trust the, like I said, the NASA and the military and the whistleblowers who like seen these craft with these shield technologies. They say the electromagnetic device, when you fly it, it creates a shield around you. It's like inertial dampening so that you can go from here to here, right? Like you ever see the, they call them UFOs. I don't think that they're unidentified. I think they're as identified as hell. I think they're unidentified to people who don't read. If you listen to whistleblowers, they're identified. U.S. Air Force on the side of the U.S. Space Force or Russia Space Force, and some of them might be some aliens if they still coming around. I don't think we're as entertaining. But they go from one spot to the next. And you know, if you went from here and you flew 50 miles from here to here, you'd be dead. You'd be goo. We are goo, but you'd be like serious goo back in your seat. So they create this inertial damage. So maybe that's how, I don't know. I think that when poor people come forward and they give up their careers and say the world isn't what they say it is, that this is all a fantasy and a lie, that they're 100 years ahead of us in technology, they're just not sharing it with us. I just look back at, again, history, right? When they made the first clipper ships, they didn't tell us. They made those big battleships, they did not tell us. They made Greek fire, they did not tell us. They made the first flying airplanes for reconnaissance, they did not tell us. When they make UFOs, they sure damn they ain't gonna tell us. We'd be the last people that they're gonna tell. That's what I believe. I always trust people over systems. I always trust people. I trust people who walk away from money and careers every day over what I think reality is because I watch television. I trust them all the time. All right. I gotta pee. I gotta get out of here, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. I got a little bladder. That's my reality. I'm a frequency. But I'm in a 98% monkey body with the little bladder thing, and I gotta go. All right, it's astonishing that we are all gonna die and none of us know what death is. Exactly, Rebecca, and I joke with it, the monkey gonna die. I should change my saying. We all monkeys gonna die, or the monkey parts of us gonna die. The 98% monkey ain't gonna make it, but the energy goes on, the frequency continues. You'll get a new television set, and it'll probably be a television set that you hated the most. All you people out there that hate white people, that's gonna be your next television set. That's where you're gonna end up, your frequency. Oh, dang it. All you people that don't like black people or immigrants or whatever, yeah, that's where you're gonna be. You don't like the Catholics and Christians, you hate the Muslims, that's who you're gonna be. You're genociding kids in Yemen, guess what? When you die, you better take a sandwich with you because you coming back as the people. That's what karma does, and I think that's how that frequency, if anything's running all of this, it's just watching you and it's just looking at your posts, it's looking at you on it's looking at your comment section. Mm-hmm. I see you pick with them Democrats. I see you. Guess what? Guess who you'll be next time? You know, the Democrats, they mean well. They mean well. They do. The Republicans, they mean well. They're in shallow water, but they mean well. Like, yo, you hate them? Mm-hmm. You done beat up somebody because you thought they were gay. Guess who you gonna be next time? Mm-hmm. Like Ty said, Ty like Musk. Ty say like Musk. I think I'm broke. When did I post on this thing? I don't like smells. I don't like men. I spend most of my time around women. Women, they like to take showers and baths, and they wear deodorant, and they wear things that smell like coconuts and berries and stuff. I'm vegetarian. I love those things. Then Ty said, well, I like Musk. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's your thing. Frequency, that's who you are. You're supposed to like the Musk, supposed to like the man Musk. I get that. But for me, I don't like any Musk. I don't even like women Musk. I'm not a Musk guy. They like, that's gay. No, it's not gay. Some people like Musk. They're attracted to that, the pheromones in that body, whatever. And it's not, I don't think these things are even labelable. I think it's stupid. Because I don't like a funky woman. You like a funky woman? Some of y'all do, because you're freaks. Well, you're not freaks. That's just who you're supposed to be. I don't like funk from anybody. I don't even like mine. I don't like onions. I don't like the smell of onions. I don't. So yeah. I just think we got silly, stupid labels, and I think we need to stop. All right. Good enough for that. Yeah. Don't wear pineapple lotion. I might bite your arm. All right. How are you going? This is Gerard. Frequencies. Y'all have a good day.
Membrane is opaque, nothing gets in. So what color is on the inside if nothing gets in? Black. But now I say, my self-receptors are yellow, so that's like wearing a yellow sunglasses. Margaret's self-receptors over there are red, she's wearing a red sunglasses, and the light can come through the membrane, so what color is on the inside of mine? And on hers, red. And what's the point? Where did the color come from? It doesn't belong. And you throw them out, you cannot have white light. The biggest lesson is to find out we are one living organism called humanity. We are all the cells in that organism, that every human is a cell in that organism. but their educations are not correct. And it's readjusting the education and letting go of all the history in the past that made limitations and self-sabotaging beliefs. It's forgiving and letting go and starting with a white blank page saying, what do you want from here on, not who did what to who back then.